Aloha! Welcome to Hawaii and the 34th running of the Honolulu Marathon. Good morning. It's 4:30 a.m. on Sunday, December 10th, 2006. And here in the darkness on Ala Moana Boulevard, more than 25,000 runners are assembling for the start of the Honolulu Marathon. A truly international event, Honolulu attracts participants from more than 40 countries. Japan predominates here, with nearly 18,000 contestants, or about 62% of the total field, traveling from the land of the rising sun. Almost half of all entrants in today's race are first-time marathoners. The Honolulu Marathon is the only major marathon that begins before sunrise. The 5 a.m. start time is designed to evade the highest temperatures and avoid prolonged exposure to the tropical sun. Excitement begins to build as the field swells, jamming both sides of Ala Moana Boulevard nearly all the way back to Alawai Yacht Harbor. Honolulu has always drawn some of the world's best marathoners, but this year, with a relatively substantial boost in prize money, the race is expected to be more competitive than ever. The returning 5-time men's champion and course record holder Jimmy Mawindi of Kenya is back to defend his crown. Barak Hussein, a perennial race and fan favorite, has also returned. These old friends have won every Honolulu Marathon since 1998. Olesa Nergayeva of Russia, wearing F1, is the returning women's champion, here with her twin sister Elena, F5. A strong contingent of Russian women will compete for the $40,000 first place prize. But Eri Hayakawa of Japan, the 2003 women's champion, will certainly give the Russians a run for their money. While the professional athletes warm up, the wheelchair racers have rolled in and lined up, ready to start early. At 4:55 a.m., they're off and rolling. With only a few minutes to go, the professionals are ready and anxious to start. The field is bristling with pent-up energy. This is the moment everyone has been waiting for. The 2006 Honolulu Marathon is underway at 5 a.m. The front of the field is awake quickly as fireworks explode in the sky overhead. No other marathon can boast a more breathtaking start. Thousands stream across the starting line to begin their 26.2-mile journey through Honolulu. Already 1 mile in, the men's leaders charge ahead into downtown Honolulu. Just behind the pace setters, Jimmy Mawindi, number 1, and Eric Nizoki, number 3 of Kenya, flank Mbesa Tolosa, number 6 of Ethiopia. A short distance back, the Nergayeva twins are leading the other women through a pack that's crowded with male runners. Albina Ivanova, number 3 of Russia, is already checking her pace as the women make their way downtown. Eri Hayakawa, F2 of Japan, looks determined to hold court with the Russians. Olga Romanova, F7 of Russia, is the women's pace setter. Passing Aloha Tower, the men's pack is running fast and loose. Turning briefly onto Nu'uanu Avenue, the group is approaching 2 miles as they swing around onto King Street. Back with the women. Lubov Denisova, F11 of Russia, has taken the lead and is running even with the pace setter. Back at the start, thousands continue pouring over the starting line, where each runner's official chip time is recorded. Now passing Honolulu City Hall, Jimmy Mawindi is running a couple of seconds behind Mbesa Tolosa and the pace setters. After turning on Kapiolani Boulevard, Mawindi, the man with the most course knowledge, has separated himself from the pack, running on the far side. But on Pi'ikoi Street, the men are back in stride together, passing throngs of cheering spectators at Ala Moana Center. Returning to the women, Lubov Denisova continues to lead here at the first water station. Denisova was an unexpected last-minute entry and is viewed as a serious contender. Passing the city's holiday lights, Olga Romanova, F7, is having some difficulty establishing the pace. A short distance behind the leaders, Eri Hayakawa, F2, guides the chase pack. Back at Aloha Tower, the clock reads 5:10 a.m. as the field passes Honolulu Harbor. Thousands flood King Street, here in the financial district of downtown Honolulu. The lighted trees at Tamarind Park provide a colorful backdrop to the otherwise darkened streets. With the entire field now underway, the men's leaders are hustling toward Waikiki. Following the pace setters, Tolosa and Mawindi are joined by Eric Wainaina, number 14 of Kenya, and Araya Harrigat, number 11 of Ethiopia. Now on Kalakaua Avenue, Tolosa looks to be in fine form, while Mawindi appears to be breathing hard. Although we'd never dare to underestimate the five-time champion, it is unusual to find Mawindi chasing the lead at any point in this race. At 10 kilometers, Mawindi finally pulls even with Tolosa, where they record a split time of 30:17. With this blazing 2:08 marathon pace, the men head out into the darkness around Kapiolani Park. Back with the women, Denisova continues to hold the lead, with Alevtina Viktomirova, F6 of Russia, running about 5 seconds behind. A full 30 seconds back, we find Romanova, the assigned pace setter, followed by the defending champion, Olesa Nergileva. Holding back at this point could be part of her strategy, but Nergileva will need to pick it up soon if she's to catch Denisova. Downtown, the marathon is beginning to look more like a street party, with many participants pausing to enjoy the holiday decorations. The Shaka Santa and City Christmas tree are two traditional favorites here. Farther ahead, runners stream past Ala Moana Center on Pi'ikoi Street and Ala Moana Boulevard. Meanwhile, the men's leaders are beginning the steep climb up Diamond Head Road. Here, their pace is visibly slower. Honolulu Marathon President Jim Barrowhall keeps a close watch from the pace truck. At the crest, Tolosa, Mawindi, and the others are still hard on the heels of the pace setter. A few minutes ago, Lubov Denisova left Waikiki and passed the 10K split at 34:22 at 2:25 marathon pace. At this point, Denisova is running 10 seconds ahead of Viktomirova and 50 seconds in front of Nergileva. More than a minute back, we find Eri Hayakawa and Albina Ivanova running together along Kapiolani Park. With Denisova in command, let's jump back to the men's race, where Jimmy Mawindi is pushing the pace in Kahle. With a drink and a wet sponge to cool off, Mawindi charges ahead, leading the way under the overpass and up onto Kalanianeole Highway. Here the strong trade winds are typically blowing head-on, but today, with only a slight breeze, the wind is not a factor. The humidity, however, is definitely an issue, increasing the risk of dehydration. Taking no chances, the men are drinking fluids at every opportunity. Back in Kahle, Denisova is still running well in the lead. but Victomirova has closed the gap to within a few seconds. In the meantime, the field has reached Waikiki, where masses of runners now flood Kalakaua Avenue. Farther ahead, many runners are approaching the 10-kilometer split on Montserrat Avenue. The 10K mark is a signpost for all runners, a familiar distance to check pace and gauge performance. After passing the 10K, runners wind their way along the darkened outskirts of Kapilani Park. Earlier, Jimmy Mwindi led the men's pack through the half marathon with a split time of 1:06:18. This slower than expected front half may not bode well for Mwindi. Here on Hawaii Kai Drive, Araya Haragat, number 11 of Ethiopia, has moved up in front. Having none of it, Mwindi quickly resumes the lead and looks for a challenge. Previously, Lubov Denisova held on to her lead through Kahle. She's now running on Kalanianiole Highway with Alevtina Victomirova in hot pursuit. Denisova has a better stride, but somehow Victomirova is keeping it close. At the half marathon split, Denisova's lead is just 1 second with a time of 1:13:31. Surprisingly, the women are only about 7 minutes behind the men at this point. With the professional race well into the second half, most average runners are still just reaching the 10K, although the faster runners are already cresting Diamond Head. Out in Hawaii Kai, Mwindi still holds a slight lead over Tolosa and the others. After returning to the inbound highway, we may see some action up front. This is where Mwindi typically takes charge. With the first light of dawn on the horizon, it's Mwindi flanked by Haragat, Wainaina, and Tolosa. Back on Hawaii Kai Drive, Lubov Denisova is beginning to pour on the speed. Victomirova is falling back. Up with the men, Jimmy Mwindi is making his move, approaching 30 kilometers. Mwindi's exploded out in front. He drenches himself with water and pushes ahead. This is how he's won the race in the past. One big move and sayonara. But now Jimmy looks like he's tiring. He may have pushed too hard too soon. Tolosa and Haragat are gaining on him. And just like that, the Ethiopians are back in the race. Here at the crack of dawn, the field is beginning to arrive at the half marathon, just in time to witness the men's leaders heading back on the inbound side of the highway. At 13.1 miles, the halfway point is another milestone for runners. It's the point where most will either pick up or fall off their pace. Lubov Denisova is running alone as she breaks out along the highway, heading back toward Honolulu. She's looking good here along Mauna Lua Bay, approaching 18 miles. Unless she falters, Denisova will be the next Honolulu Marathon champion. Farther down the highway, the men's race is still up for grabs. Mwindi and Tolosa are jostling for position. And there, with a sharp elbow, Mwindi sends Tolosa a message to back off. These two titans are clearly preparing for battle. Tolosa is hanging back now, but matches Mwindi stride for stride. Just look how close their feet are coming together. Mwindi is obviously annoyed that Tolosa is running so close on his heels, but this too is an age-old psychological tactic. Back with Denisova. Little has changed. She continues running strong with no competition in sight. After turning off the highway near the Waialae Country Club, Tolosa continues to pressure Mwindi from behind. On Kahle Avenue, approaching 23 miles, Tolosa has jumped out in front of Mwindi for the first time. But with no hesitation, Mwindi moves right back in front of him. On the hill approaching Triangle Park, Tolosa is making another move. He's powering up the hill, and Mawindi cannot answer. This could be it. A new era in Honolulu. The end of Kenyan dominance. Tolosa, the champion at both the 2006 San Diego Rock and Roll and 2006 Tokyo International Marathon, will become the first Ethiopian ever to win here in Honolulu. Runners cheer with delight as Tolosa reaches the crest of Diamond Head Road. Passing mile 25, Tolosa looks unstoppable. He glances back at the entrance to Kapiolani Park, but Mawindi is out of the picture at this point. The crowd goes wild as Tolosa runs the final 100 yards to the finish. Ambassa Tolosa of Ethiopia is the 2006 Honolulu Marathon champion. He breaks the tape in 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 42 seconds. Jimmy Mawindi, the Hall of Famer from Kenya, finishes second in 2 hours, 14 minutes, and 39 seconds. And Eric Wanaina, also from Kenya, takes third in 2 hours, 16 minutes, and 8 seconds. With the men's race in the books, let's go back to the women. Lyubov Denisova, the 35-year-old Russian, is running the final miles unchallenged, except perhaps by history. Denisova is currently on pace to break the course record of 2:27:33, set in 2004 by Lyubov Morganova. Denisova pushes hard up Diamond Head Road and remains on pace as she crests the hill. Running toward Kapiolani Park, she's still about 10 seconds ahead of the record. She's feeding off the crowd and sprinting toward the finish. Lyubov Denisova of Russia is the 2006 Honolulu Marathon champion with a record-shattering time of 2 hours, 27 minutes, and 19 seconds. Alevtina Biktamirova of Russia finishes second with a time of 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 42 seconds. And Iri Hayakawa of Japan takes third in a time of 2 hours, 32 minutes, and 31 seconds. With the professional races completed, let's take a look back at some events and activities that took place earlier this race week. Held at the Hawaii Convention Center, just outside Waikiki, the Honolulu Marathon Expo brings all the runners together in one convenient location over 4 days. Here, all the runners must pick up their bib number and timing chip. The Expo is also a place to shop and discover Hawaiian culture and products. Hundreds of vendors offer a vast array of products and souvenirs for the runners. Official Honolulu Marathon apparel is available for purchase at the Nike store. The Legends of Running autograph sessions are a favorite of the runners too. Stars from the world of television, sports, and entertainment are also included in the program. On Friday night, the marathon weekend kicks off with a special all-you-can-eat luau and concert at the Waikiki Shell. With Diamond Head as the backdrop, thousands enjoy good food, drink, and quality entertainment, from traditional Hawaiian music and dance to the stars of today's pop music scene. The Honolulu Marathon Expo, Luau, and Concert are must-see events of the marathon. Welcome back. Nearly 3 hours into the race, the field is now stretched out over nearly 20 miles of the course. Back up on Diamond Head, the sun glows orange on the horizon. At Triangle Park, spectators have gathered to support the runners. Out on Kalanianiole Highway near Ainahaina, masses of runners flow along the course in both directions. Farther out in Hawaii Kai, runners make their way around man-made lagoons, reaching deep into the valley. Everyone is smiling and appears to be having a fantastic run today. After looping through Hawaii Kai, runners pass Mauna Lua Bay to begin the inbound leg of the race. Near 20 miles, the runners return in the lane opposite the half marathon split. Although this is where runners typically hit the wall, proper pacing and fluid intake can help almost any runner make it to the finish. On the return leg, runners exit the highway and pass along the Waialae Country Club. Farther ahead, runners turn on Kahle Avenue, passing multi-million-dollar beachfront estates. Soon, runners jam Kahle Avenue at Triangle Park, where volunteers are eager to provide water and other assistance to the runners. With just over 2 miles to go, runners must once again ascend Diamond Head Road. At the peak of the hill, runners pass the Diamond Head Lighthouse. The U.S. Coast Guard still maintains this landmark beacon for mariners. This area near the scenic lookouts is a popular surf spot for locals. After passing the lighthouse, runners wind their way down toward Kapiolani Park. With only 1 mile to go, most know they will achieve their goal of finishing the Honolulu Marathon. With the finish line in sight, the celebration begins as countless spectators have gathered to welcome the triumphant finishers. You've done it. You've run 26.2 miles. Congratulations. You have just finished the 2006 Honolulu Marathon. With 24,572 official finishers, the 2006 Honolulu Marathon will once again rank as the 3rd largest marathon in the United States and the 6th largest in the world. As an official finisher, you're part of the Honolulu Marathon Ohana. So welcome to the family. Beyond the finish line, each finisher is rewarded with a shell leg. Refreshing showers help the runners cool down. Sprawling Kapiolani Park is a great place for tired runners to relax, recover, and unite with family and friends. Every finisher receives an official finisher t-shirt and medal. Throughout the day, entertainment and activities contribute to the festival atmosphere. In the afternoon, the awards ceremony honors the champions and the other top finishers. Although Ambessa Tolosa and Lubov Denisova are the official champions, every finisher is a winner in Honolulu. Completing a marathon is a fantastic achievement, and we congratulate you again. Aloha.